right?
Welcome back to Mossel Bay Podcast. We are now live. Mr. Arendse, how are you, sir?
I'm well, sir. Thank you for this opportunity that you guys are willing to give me. I'm honored to be on Mossel Bay Podcast, and I already feel welcome. So yeah, thanks.
Great. We are also honored to have someone like you on the podcast, and thank you for agreeing to this episode. So I don't want to do the honors by myself, so I'd like you to introduce yourself to the viewers. Name, surname, your background, and you also tell us what is it that you
do. Okay. Okay, so first of all, good evening, everyone. My name is Lluyle Arendse. I'm 26 years of age. I grew up in a rural area called Great Brak River, or Groot Brak Rivier as we would call it. It's part of the Greater Mossel Bay. So yeah, I feel like I'm an artist, first of all. And yeah, so I am an artist by heart. I'm an author, I'm a writer, I'm a songwriter, I'm a spoken word artist. I do some bloggings, part-time photography, creative direction. Basically, that's the reason I would, sum myself up as an artist. And a bit of background about me. Yeah, okay, so I recently, last year, 2021, I just published my book called Unspoken, which everyone can see there. Okay, yeah. So basically, I self-published it by independently, and I've ever since been into poetry since 2017. I started taking poetry serious in 2017, and I got my first gig at the Mossel Bay Diaz Festival at the opening. I think it was 2017 or 18, I'm not sure. And yeah, I've always been involved in the community ever since I've been part of the Great Brak Youth Cafe. And I've done a lot of community engagement. And yeah, besides my artistical side, my daytime job is being a center manager in the East Center. So basically, I assist the community with, internet access, if they have job opportunities or if they want to be helped with something or anything in that case. Aside from that, I'm doing computer classes, and where I give computer classes to the community, informal computer classes as well as accredited training. So I have the ICDL facilitator qualification. So ICDL means International Computers Driver's License. So it basically means you understanding computer and you have IT knowledge on an international level, so you can apply, internationally for job opportunities if it requires you to be computer literate. So I've been, doing a lot of performances, shows around Mossel Bay. I'm part of MOCA. I don't know if you're familiar with them, Mossel Bay Creative Culture Association. MOCA.
Okay.
So yes, I've been there with them since 2017. We haven't been actively, been involved now lately, but I've been there from the beginning. And yes, I probably, everyone has their own thing, but at the end of the day, we are, coming together as one in a group. So yeah, I don't want to talk too much, but yeah, that's me in a nutshell.
Try not to finish the whole interview at once.
Yo, exactly. But yeah, I was just getting carried away. Sorry, man.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. Firstly, let's get to this writing side of yours. So tell me, when was the first time where you realized that you can actually write poems?
Yo, that was, let me think, 2010. So I was in grade 9, and me and this group of friends, we decided to start this rap crew. And so we was like quite the famous guys in high school, that illusion that you got in school. Yeah, so we was like all about that, and we actually had very like hitful songs. And sometimes aside from making the songs, then I would sometimes write poetry, yeah, and or poems like. But then I noticed that this is not the kind of stuff that I would like to put in a song necessarily, because you're young. I mean, you want, like, people want those young type of songs, they don't want this like heartfelt stuff. They want the hype stuff. They want the happy stuff to be, like the drinking, the whole flow of, you get what I'm saying. So so I just like had to keep this. Yeah, so I just had to keep this like to myself at some point, and I have just been, writing continuously like different sets of poetry aside from the music thing. And fast forward, when we became in 2013, when we were matriculating, we decided to go our own ways. And some of us are still involved in the creative area, but some of us decided to like go into like professions and stuff, and like do whatever they wanted to do. But at the end of the day, from the crew, I decided that I think I'm gonna show these guys that this is still possible. Like I wanted them to see this. And aside from the poetry, I had this collection made up from, because I was a guy who used to keep my school books. You could like come to me, like I'd say 5 years from now, I still have my grade 6 book, in my possession, and it's still neat. Like, and then I went through my books from my schools sometime back, like after school, and I discovered all these random poems that are being written in books, you see, and I was like, wow, I was actually good. And I gave it a thought, and I was like, maybe I'm gonna turn this into a book, yeah. And I just decided to, okay, I'm gonna do this right now. And I applied for an internship at the UKFA in 2017. Yes. So I got the internship, and I remember one of the questions they asked me in the interviews was, what was your long-term plan? And I was like jokingly saying, I want to write the book, man. And they were like, are you serious? I was like, yes, I am. And they said, okay, I'm gonna help you. I was like, okay. I eventually got the internship, and fast forward, I asked them, okay, so you guys said you was gonna help me, so let's talk business, And they said, okay, since you are so keen on this, this is not something that's gonna be spoon-fed to you. You are gonna do your own thing. I'm gonna introduce you to the people, and then they would like literally just throw me in the deep side to like, you're gonna become your own. Like, that is the type of opportunities they created for me. And I remember my first gig was at the launch, bro. Like, it was this big thing. They had posters of me, and my poetry was like, there was a gallery of my poetry. Like, people could have read it. That was before the publishing now. So it's one of these poems. All of these poems. I think it was like I think about 20 or 25. I'm not sure, but they had like this whole thing here, man, and pictures posted of me and stuff. So I got the gig eventually, and after that, I began to start writing for the Great Back Post, where at the time was the name of the newspaper, but now the name is just the Post because they have expanded to the whole garden. I think it's Mossel Bay, George, and Great Back. So it's not that they just cater, so they changed their name. Anyway, so I used to write like poetry monthly for them. Like they would tell me the theme of the month, and I would write poetry about it. And like this is how I like gained my poems and stuff. And then I would have, and then after that I just decided to do performances. You know, I got not connected, but I would say I got introduced to these people. You know, like the people from like around Mossel Bay, you know, like Smalls, Walter Black, what's the guy's names? Like all these people, man, I'm so familiar with them. Like, and I got into circles with them, and
familiar with Small and
yes, like all these I would say famous people of Mossel Bay, because that's actually what they are, you know. And like all these people I met them, and we would like, you know, get together, have like these shows. One would perform. Like it's always like, you know, it's a vibe when we got together at these open mics. You know, I remember we had like a couple there at this one Sisinyama. I'm not sure, but I remember Smalls organized the event, and like it was nice, man. And then we would do shows here in Great Brock, you know, the different I think, yeah, in Long Street there was like this garden type of vibe where we used to perform for Freedom Day. It was just amazing, man. So we would like regularly show up until the festivals, you said. So at the festivals we would then have like performances as well. We would all be together. It's like we are keeping that community. We like this was now at the start of everything, you know. Yeah. I'm talking now 2017 and upwards. So this was the time, man. And yeah, man. So I just began to do all this stuff. I went to workshops, you know, writing workshops where I you know, get skilled. I get introduced to other writers. I got into a writers club with I don't know if you're familiar with Cornel Carstens, the journalist from Mossel Bay Advertiser.
After this podcast.
Yeah, so I would like, she's a very good friend of mine. Like we would like come together and have like these also like writing sessions, and you know, it was amazing, man, that these people would like grow me into this person that I become, man. Like all of them I met through just by being, or like being open about what I want in this industry and what I expected from them to like help me get to that point where I can reach this. And I almost signed a contract with this other publisher. I'm not gonna like say names now, but almost like for this, and they was gonna rent my license of my book for 5 years, and I was like, this is not the way to go, you see. And I decided to look for ways where I can do it, you know, independently without having to having to ask someone permission if I can perform this poetry and stuff. Like, you know, there's a lot going on around this industry, you know. So I eventually ended up meeting someone by the name of Hannes Visser, and he helped me, you know, through this whole journey and making me understand how the process is working of setting up your own book, and you know, wanting this and that, and helping me. And then eventually I paid for all the services, and everything was on mine, you see, and there was no middleman. So yeah, and I guess that's where I get to understand that this is the way then forward for me to be independent and to have some freedom over my own art, instead of, you know, having myself being Kate's, you know what I'm saying, for 5 years. But yeah, sorry that I've
My,
talked too much. You know.
my
I
next
probably say a
question,
lot.
just brief us in your writing journey. Have you ever
Mm-hmm.
maybe considered quitting, or maybe have you ever had obstacles that might have led you to thinking of quitting?
Yo, you know, at this one point, I think it was let me just quickly check. I think it was 2018. I think it was a very difficult year for me personally, and it was just like the year where I felt like I'm gonna leave this whole writing thing because I don't see the direction it's going in. It's not happening the way I planned it, and I at this moment I'm now unemployed. And what is the way forward? Like I would get like here and there, so maybe make 500 rand here, 600 rand here, make a 1K here. Like the money wasn't coming in like it's supposed to. You see, and I just felt like maybe this is not gonna work for me, and I wanted to like stop. And at this one point, I was thinking anyway, seeing that this is such a personal experience, I think I should like not share myself. That it was like it's almost the same as like you going to stand like naked in front of a crowd of people. That's how I felt about how my poetry is gonna be exposed to other people about how my life is going in. I didn't think I was up for that. Like it's like you giving people something to say about you now, because I mean, it's it's very personal, and people can actually like see what I'm trying to say, and they can see that where it's coming from. Because yeah, man. So yeah, it was a difficult time, but I eventually ended up deciding not to like quit it. I just decided, okay, I'm gonna put this like away for now. Like I'm not gonna like maybe like throw the whole idea away. I'm just gonna put it like, okay, I'm gonna leave you there, and then
Okay.
I'm just gonna like continue with music. And I decided to like you know go again into this music route, but it wasn't working the same way as poetry, because I mean like even the newspaper was now calling me a spoken word artist and a poet, and like they would just like identify myself with that, you see. So um I didn't know like it's supposed to go the like you know how the media is going to like like how can I say describe you this certain way, and then you suddenly don't want to be like known for this. That's why I say at the first in the very first place that I am an artist, not like someone that you now box in this profession. You say like I want that freedom to be. If I say I'm an artist, I can do anything. I could like even go paint a brick now. That's my artistic side, maybe. You see, like I could maybe go shoot a documentary of anyone or anything. I could make a movie. I can go on a photo shoot or whatever. Like anything artistical is the reason I'm saying I'm an artist. You see. So yeah. Okay.
Okay. Also, I'd like to go back in and dig deeper into your background or other childhood. As a
Mm-hmm.
child, yeah, can you hear
Yes.
me?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm following you.
Okay. So, but tell me, as a child, what did you want to
Mhm.
be when you grew up?
Yes. Let me think. Yo, I
Let me
really
see.
do. It's something like I mean, as a young person, I really didn't think of becoming something. But okay, okay, I know that. I always wanted to be a teacher. Yes, 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 a teacher.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
I believe in your profession. You are somehow a teacher, don't you?
yes, to an extent, yes, because I give classes and I have to
Yeah,
teach people things. I have to make sure that they understand what was taught to them. But yeah, it's basically the same. But to be honest, I actually wanted to do teaching this because I got accepted at the University of Western Cape in for teaching. I think it was English. The majors was English and life orientation. And then that's the year that my daughter was born. Yeah. So I decided to not go study or put it on hold, and I declined the offer. And I decided to, know what a man got to do. You got to take care of your family.
yeah,
And I mean, bro, I was 18 at the time, man. Like I finished when I matriculated, I was 17. So was 18. I was working at the same high school. I was a student the next year, so the teachers had to call me sir. But I was an intern there through the PAY
yeah.
project, the Premier Advanced Youth Project. By it's the minister. Yeah, so he has like this program where he gives freshly people who just finished school the opportunity to get experience so that they can, like, if they decided to go into a workspace, they'll have that 1 year experience of administration. Go in. I was also in the class as well. I used to give class as well. Like I was a teacher assistant in the club. Yeah, in an administration club.
Okay,
So yeah,
so
man, and that is the reason. And then also the students in the classes. I just decided I'm not. I'm probably gonna be there. I don't need that kind of drama. And actually, bruh, like I guess I was kind of naughty when I was in school, né? But in 2014, when I was now on the other side of things, I actually got respect for these teachers, bro, because I actually saw how hard they actually work, man. Like it was very weird to see, and I feel kind of guilty to be honest. I mean, yo, like these teachers, these students are taking these teachers for granted, like this, né? And they are going to the most, and they're doing too much, bro. Like for instance, bro, like do you know how they stress about the learners who fail in class, bro? Like that's, I mean,
you actually got to see the other side that you didn't
yo,
experience when you were still a learner. So you
exactly,
can
man,
now
and that was like an,
the
yeah, that
hard
was
way.
like an eye opener.
You-
Yes, but that was like an eye opener to be honest. Like, and that was like, and then I decided, no, no, teaching is not the way. Maybe I can teach, but in a different way. You see. So if
Yeah,
you if I can take it to the book now, and maybe talk
mm,
about stuff about this now. First of all, the name is unspoken. Yeah? So
mm,
the reason for this title is because I wanted to address certain mental health issues and create awareness amongst young people who are too scared to speak up and to approach these issues. You see, so I decided to um, call it this because this is what uh, this is what I experienced as a young person in a rural community. In a it was just like something that I had to do, man. Like when I address these issues, I want them to understand. Like if you read now the book now and you see certain things that I spoke about that I went through, um, you would then maybe relate to it, but then you wouldn't necessarily like speak about it, But you reading this is now like silently meeting someone who is also going through a similar situation. So it kind of says that you are not alone, you see. So yeah, and you if I can, like, I'm gonna can I read the backside, just like a few lines of it for you,
Yeah,
if you
please.
don't mind? Okay,
I
so
was actually
it's
gonna ask you to
sorry,
read that for us.
sorry.
I was actually gonna ask you to read some for us.
Oh, you want me to read a poem for you?
Yeah, yeah, I had that in my prep.
Oh, but sorry, man, I'm interrupting the program.
No, it's
Yo, but
okay.
okay,
You actually giving us what we actually wanted, because I can hear from everything that you're saying right now,
mm-hmm.
and I did have some of those questions with me. So you are actually making my job tonight very much easier.
It's an honor to make it for you. Okay, so I don't know. Let me just check in index which one I want to read. I was
Okay.
thinking, I was thinking June 16. Like, let me just check the page number. Where's it going? I have to change it. Oh, sorry. The poem's name is not June 16. The name is Circumstantial Uprising. So I'm just now trying to scan for it quickly. Okay, it's page 43. Anyway, so just to give you like a background about it, yeah, it's basically a contrast to the June 16 uprising of 1976. You see, and it's like a metaphor for this generation's struggles, because I feel like that was their struggle from those years, from their generation, and now this is our struggles that we are facing from this generation, and this is our June 16, if you get what I'm saying. So I'm just gonna read it for you. Okay. Circumstantial uprising, June 16. In a word of our own, 1976, we reflect the Soweto uprising. We protest against our struggles, our circumstances like fears, police brutality, our motivation, deceased protesters softly rested as we stand alongside those we protested until we as youth and only youth will be respected. June 16 uprising that began in the morning. Thank you. So yeah,
Ah,
that is the June 16.
so also please let us know. So how do people get the book? Do they get it directly from you, or can you get it anyway?
Okay, so if you like punch my name and surname in Google, and you just scroll down a few scrolls, you'll see there's a publisher called Turks Fay Publicaties. So my book is there. You can get it from there, or you can speak directly to me. I can leave you my number if you want me
Please,
to. Okay, so should I say it on this platform, or should I just give it to you afterwards? Or
say it on this platform. I'll also drop it on the comment section.
okay, so you can just add me, send me a message on WhatsApp on 061 And you can also hit me on my handles on Facebook, which is Lyle Arendse, where my name is spelled Luyle. So yeah, and then also on Instagram, you can just punch in my name, and then you'll see me there. And yeah, that's basically the handles. I'm not really on Twitter, so yeah. I
Okay,
think that you
thank you
can
very much.
contact me there directly if you want to copy in. A copy is it's 300 a copy, and yeah, that's about it.
Okay, and also lastly, what advice would you give upcoming writers and to people who actually like to publish their own books, who are from Mossel Bay but don't know what to do or really don't know how to go about with the process? Can you just please advise such people?
Okay, my advice would be to writers to obviously what all writers say, never stop writing. Let's start there. I'm not saying you should write every day, but at least try and see if you can still write something. And when you're writing something, especially poetry, whether it's like something completely different, the idea is to like write something now and let it rest for let's say a month or so, and then get back to it again. See if you can maybe change it around, or maybe you can make it better or something like that. And then from a writing perspective, always try and look for um, independent publishers. Very important, because at the end of the day, you want to have control over your own art. And always, if you planning to write a book, you need to start saving some real big time money. I'm not talking jokes right here. You have to put away money, especially when you are planning to do it on your own. Now, I'm not like, the marketing strategist or whatever, but, you have to be able to, associate with those people who are closer to media outlets and stuff, because at the end of the day, they are the ones who's going to give you the platform to express yourself, like you guys are now doing to me, for instance. Like um so yeah, I'm saying, and then yeah, also always, you always have to be okay about not having like not like writer's block. I'm not specifically talking about writer's block. You always have to accept that it's gonna happen from time to time, and you can do nothing about it. You have to let your mind rest. Yes, you are a writer, but sometimes you need to recharge. You need to like reprogram in order for you to be a better writer at the end of the day. So yeah, I think that's what I would say. And also, yeah, don't hesitate to go to workshops. Like that's very important. Like for me, like to understand the whole idea of poetry, I had to go to these workshops and understand it from scratch, like I was going to school again. And yeah, so I think that is most important to like, because I know these workshops always stimulate your writing, especially for writing blocks, for writers blocks. And I remember, like, the guy who helped me publish my book, man. He used to. He had this one camp I regretted not going to. So it was like you would go for on a week to on a week you would go for holiday, but you go on a hiking holiday. You would go to like walk through the mountains and like go through nature stuff, and he would give you like nature type of exercises, write about this tree, or for instance, like, and he would give challenges, and like every day is a different challenge, man, and that stimulated the writers, you see. So I'm saying, even if opportunities like that pops up, you should never miss out on that, because that is also like a different hidden gem amongst the writers, you see. So yeah, I guess that's the
Uh,
advice that I would give to writers. And you have to know knowledge. You have to do research. You have to know what you're talking about. Very important. Because anyone can be a writer, but anyone can say anything. But you have to at least know where you're coming from. You have to be informed. You have to know what's happening around you, when to say what. Because at the end of the day, if you don't have that information, your writing doesn't
Yeah.
count as factual. So yeah, man, I guess that's what all the advice that I
I
think that should give to writers.
I also believe that once some writers or some authors or some poets come into this life, they'll actually learn one thing or two from you. And I'd also like to thank you for coming into the podcast and giving us knowledge, telling us more about your story. It's been actually nice. You also made my interview very easy.
Thank you.
This is the first time where I get to like ask one question and all the information just comes.
Sorry, man, I get so
So
carried
yeah,
away, especially in this platform. But I mean, I'm honestly, I'm
it's
honored.
very nice.
I'm honored, man. You made me feel at home, and thanks for the opportunity that you guys have
Yeah,
given me to, you know, speak my mind and to be able to share to other people, the knowledge and always having a conversation with people who's really interested in what I have to say, and you know the yes, and also the whole idea of having to speak to someone that's also intelligent like you know what I'm saying? So thanks, my guy. I appreciate the hospitality was very nice, and I feel at home already. Shout out Mossel Bay Podcast. It's been good.
thank
It's
you very
been a
much.
good one, ladies and
Thank
gentlemen.
you so much.
Yes,
It was
sir.
nice meeting you, man.
Okay, so I don't know if I'll be done now.
Sorry, man, I took you out. Were you saying something?
No, no, I was just asking, are we like done now, or are we supposed to go on with the interview?
Yeah, we this brings us to the end of the interview. Thank you very much, man, for tonight. I wish you all the best. Okay, guys, that was Lluyle Arendse. Frank out.